Ria and Arav have been together for 3 years. They don't fight much. They don't disrespect each other. From the outside, their relationship looks stable. Every night, they lie in the same bed. Arav scrolls through his phone. Ria watches something beside him. They talk about work, bills, weekend plans. But they no longer talk about how they feel. They share space, but not themselves. This is how loneliness enters a modern relationship. Not with betrayal, with silence. Let's explore this further, here at Soul Connect. One evening, Ria tries to speak. She says quietly, "I've been feeling a little disconnected lately." Arav looks confused. Disconnected? From what? Everything seems fine. He isn't being dismissive. He genuinely believes things are fine. They don't fight. They still live together. They still say goodnight. But what Ria meant was something deeper. She meant she didn't feel emotionally seen anymore. When Arav responded with logic instead of curiosity, she said, "Yeah, maybe I'm overthinking." And that was the end of the conversation. Not because the problem was solved, but because it was minimized. And when feelings are minimized, even unintentionally, people retreat. This is where loneliness begins. Not when love disappears, when emotional safety weakens. Emotional safety is the feeling that you can express something vulnerable without being dismissed, corrected, or judged. When that safety feels uncertain, people protect themselves. Ria stops trying to explain. Arav doesn't realize anything changed, and slowly, distance grows. Weekends become quieter. They sit together on the couch, but they are not together. Ria scrolls. Arav scrolls. Two separate worlds. One shared room. They laugh at different screens, forward each other posts. But they don't ask deeper questions anymore. When was the last time you felt heard? When was the last time you felt understood? Modern relationships often mistake proximity for connection. We are physically present, but emotionally elsewhere. Work follows us home. Notifications interrupt conversations. Silence feels uncomfortable, so we fill it. But intimacy requires presence. And presence requires attention. When attention is fragmented, connection weakens. Not dramatically, gradually. And gradual disconnection is harder to notice because nothing explodes. It just fades. Arav has been stressed at work. He feels pressure to perform, to succeed, to stay strong. But he doesn't tell Ria. He thinks there's no point worrying her. Ria feels emotionally tired. She misses how they used to talk for hours. but she doesn't bring it up again. She thinks, I don't want to create unnecessary drama. Both of them are protecting the relationship by avoiding discomfort. But avoiding discomfort does not create intimacy. It creates distance. Modern couples often confuse peace with connection. No arguments, no tension, no confrontation. But real connection requires friction. It requires honesty. It requires saying, I don't feel close to you lately. And staying in the room long enough to understand why. Loneliness grows in relationships where feelings are filtered to maintain comfort. When you hide parts of yourself to keep things smooth, you slowly disappear. And when you disappear emotionally, even love feels empty. Ria and Arav are not unusual. They are not broken. They represent something larger. A generation that was never taught emotional literacy. No one taught them how to name feelings clearly, regulate emotional reactions, stay present during uncomfortable conversations, repair after emotional disconnect. They were taught achievement, independence, strength, but not emotional depth. So when loneliness appears inside a relationship, it feels confusing because love is still there, but connection feels distant. Loneliness inside a relationship is not always a sign that love is missing. It is often a sign that emotional safety is missing. And emotional safety is built through listening without defense, through curiosity instead of correction, through choosing honesty over comfort. One night, after weeks of silence, Ria speaks again. She says, "Do you ever feel like we're just functioning?" This time, Arav doesn't answer immediately. He looks at her, really looks at her. And for the first time in months, he doesn't try to fix it. He says, "Sometimes I do." It's not dramatic. There are no tears, no big speeches. Just two people acknowledging what they both felt but never named. That moment doesn't solve everything, but it changes something. Because loneliness loses power when it is spoken. Ria and Arav still have work to do. They will need patience, discomfort, honest conversations. But now the silence is broken. And that matters. Because the moment you understand your loneliness, it starts losing its power. Modern relationships don't suffer from lack of love. They suffer from lack of emotional skill. And emotional skill can be learned. Loneliness is not your enemy. It is information, a signal. And when you listen to it, instead of ignoring it, connection becomes possible again.